The president of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Naccima, Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson, paid a courtesy visit to Biscon Communications head office at Anthony Village, Lagos on Wednesday, 5th of July 2017. The newly elected president of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Naccima, Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson, as part of a lineup of programs to improve the commerce industry in Nigeria and make Naccima the voice of Nigeria indeed, made her first visit to Biscon Communications. In her company were members of her team comprising Alhaji Surajuddin Adebisi Bada, National Officer Naccima, Alhaji Wasiu Olaleye, President Abeokuta Chamber of Commerce, Chief Charles Okeke, Council Member, Barrister Emmanuel Cobhams, the Director General Naccima, Mrs. Janet Omishiri, Deputy Director General, Mrs. Rebecca Ajibade, Director Research, Statistics and Development, and Mr. Femi Oladeimbo, Director Corporate Services. Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson emerged the president of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Naccima, on the 25th of May 2017. She is the first female to head the office since the inception of the organization in 1960. For over 3 decades, Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson has been contributing immensely to the growth and development of commerce in Nigeria, which no doubt has earned her the rare privilege of becoming the first female president of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Naccima. The chairman Biscon Communications, Prince Bisi Olatilo, in his remarks, welcomed Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson to Biscon Communications. He congratulated her on ascending the exalted position as the first female president of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Naccima. Prince Bisi Olatilo also took time to speak on the achievements of Biscon Communications so far, adding that Biscon Communications is a leading multidimensional media conglomerate that has created the longest-running private infotainment television program in Nigeria, the Bisi Olatilo Show.
Biscon Communications. What we do in the main, we're PR, so publicity consultancy outfit. We're involved in public relations, conceptualization of different types of programs, concepts, and the rest of it. And of course, you know that the Bisi Olatilo Show, which is, with all due respect and thanks to God, is the longest running privately produced infotainment television program. It's a magazine show. We like the window of Nigeria to the world. We take what Nigeria is, what's happening in Nigeria to the world, and bring what happens everywhere to Nigeria. By God's grace, now with this one that you saw here, in fact, this has been watched as we speak now all over the world.
Wow!
Through what we are, I'll take you through all that's what before we leave here. It's called Biscon TV, and they were streaming live on it. All of this as it's going now, they're seeing it all over the world. And very soon we'll be on one of these satellite stations, cable stations, in another month or so. And we do a lot of image building, for a lot of governments. We've done it for Sokoto State, we've done it for Enugu, we've done it for Oyo and the rest of it. And we're here, as I said preliminarily, when we were pep talking, we are ready to also interface with Naccima to take you as far afield as possible. Naccima is known all over the world, and we're here to also add a little bit of input into it. So all I would just say is ask us to jump and we'll say how high, so we can go ahead. Once again, I'm very happy that you're here, and thank you very much for doing us the honor.
The president of Naccima, Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson, in her remarks, commended Biscon Communications for its warm reception. She further applauded the organization for the wonderful coverage of her investiture. Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson spoke extensively on the role of the government in her plans for the commerce industry in Nigeria. She pledged that Naccima will continue to advocate and promote policies that will ensure the creation of a conducive atmosphere for the pursuit of commerce, industry, and other forms of economic activities in Nigeria.
So I've been here today at least to showcase what you have done and to say one good turn deserves another. So we are really grateful. The role of information dissemination in promoting a free market economy by sensitizing the citizenry on government policies and private sector activities cannot be overemphasized. And I commend your media house for staying true to this role. Without missing words, you have done a lot to promote the image of this great country, both locally and internationally. I want to let you know that as the voice of Nigerian business, Naccima, we are the umbrella body for the city chambers of commerce, state chambers of commerce, regional, multinational, bilateral, corporate bodies inclusive. And Naccima will continue to advocate and promote policies that ensure the creation of a conducive atmosphere for the pursuit of commerce, industry, and all other forms of economic activity in Nigeria, and of the interest to the private sector, because this is how we can grow our economy when we have all these, and our advocacy will be very strong. We count on your continued support. BOS, we count on your continued support towards achieving this noble objective in the realization of a better economy for our dear nation, Nigeria. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Some of the team members bared their minds on ways Biscon Communications can help the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Naccima, in achieving its objective to improve the commerce industry in Nigeria, adding that Naccima, being the voice of businesses in the country, needs the support of the media to achieve its goals and objectives. Mrs. Janet Omishore, Deputy Director General of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Naccima, in her remark, said the organization is like a microcosm of Nigeria, adding that the key players of the organization spread across the geopolitical zones of the country.
And the main objectives of the association is to advocate for better business environment and to advocate for business networking, development of members of the association by creating a broad platform for networking. So in order to do this, we gather business information worldwide, we send to our members, we package trade missions, and we receive trade delegations in Nigeria. So we have a position to speak, and that is why we are regarded as the voice of business in Nigeria.
Barrister Emmanuel Cobhams, the Director General of Naccima, a one-time broadcaster with the Nigerian Television Authority NTA, in his remarks said, Naccima covers the entire gamut of the country compared to other commerce bodies.
In terms of advocacy, Naccima is a place. What other pressure groups, like for businesses like Manufacturer Association, they are, like she said Naccima covers entire gamut. We have mining around us. We have agriculture. So, but when you look at other sectors like Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, it's only for manufacturers. They call it for the real sector. Naccima looks at industry, which encompasses manufacturing, and goes beyond just that aspect, that small aspect. She has said something which is very fundamental. Naccima's voice may not be heard every time because we have to look at what operates across the country Nigeria and look at the spread, look at what is the feeling from the various sectors. When she talked about the South, know that the South is there, the East is there. When she talks about the West, you know that it covers every segment of the West. When you talk about the North, you know the number of states that are covered in the West. So that's how it is, and that's our formation. I give other people an opportunity to talk. Thank you.
Alhaji Wasiu Olaleye, President, Abeokuta Chamber of Commerce, revealed that Naccima is set to look into vocational businesses and ensure their sustainability, as many are dying and need revival. He urged Biscon Communications to project the works of Naccima at all times.
I think as a private TV station, I want you to focus more and partner with Naccima on how to look into the family businesses. Because we discovered that some of the family businesses inherited from the entrepreneur that started the business died after maybe the first or second generation. So what can we do to ensure continuity, sustainability of those businesses? We keep on shouting that we have unemployment in the country. Then what happened to the businesses that are dying? How can we just advocate on that, encourage the reviving of such businesses, and then let the offspring of the owner or the people that succeed the entrepreneur that established the business see that they must take it to the next level, either by way of introducing corporate governance, whereby they will have board of directors that will ensure that they are able to sustain that kind of businesses. So it's something that we need to look into. And another area where the national president is trying to reduce the rate of unemployment rate in the country is about embracing the German dual vocational training.
Others who spoke were Chief Charles Okeke, Council Member, and Alhaji Surajuddin Adebisi Bada, National Officer Naccima. They all commended Prince Bisi Olatilo, Chairman Biscon Communications, for sustaining his integrity as a broadcaster of repute, adding that he has taken the media industry to another level, both locally and internationally. The event featured the induction of the Chairman Biscon Communications, Prince Bisi Olatilo, as a corporate member and ambassador of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Naccima.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And also, you see, this is a copy of a corporate member.
Okay.
You see, Peacock is another corporate member like you are now, has been inducted to be a corporate member.
Okay.
You can see he came there, he covered it, and then he brought out
I
this.
gave you this.
And then he has put it in all the airlines.
Okay.
Because
so
yes.
that when they're traveling,
They are traveling. Yes.
Various gift items comprising magazines and a locally made bag were presented to Prince Bisi Olatilo, which no doubt attests to the fact that Naccima is set to promote locally made products. In appreciation of the president's gesture, Prince Bisi Olatilo presented copies of the BOS International magazine to the president and her team. The event also featured a photo and video session that saw the president of Naccima, Chief Iyalode Alaba Lawson, members of her team and Prince Bisi Olatilo taking pictures. The chairman Biscon Communications, who could not hide his joy, led the president of Naccima, Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson and her team on a tour to various sections of Biscon Communications. Some of the sections visited include the Master Control Room, MCR. At the control room, where Biscon TV is currently operating a 24-hour transmission and live streaming, the president of Naccima and the other officials were put through on how to access the Biscon app to download programs and watch live on their Android and iPhones. The server room, the newsroom, the production studio, the editing studio, the printing press, among others, were also visited Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson, visibly overwhelmed, congratulated Prince Biscon for a job well done. From Biscon Communications, we congratulate Chief Mrs. Iyalode Alaba Lawson on her continued success and elevation.